The American soldiers stationed on Guadalcanal had come down with a strange condition they called bombing anticipation syndrome. They wanted the Japanese to bomb the airfield as soon as possible, because once the airfield was destroyed, the Marines would be able to leave the island. Their situation was miserable. Even the rice they ate at every meal was crawling with bugs.
Think of it as meat.
Just as the troops were suffering from hunger and exhaustion, a supply truck suddenly showed up on Guadalcanal, but their hopes were quickly crushed. Those supplies belonged to the army units that had just landed on the island and had nothing to do with the Marines. So all they could do was keep waiting. But soon enough, the very thing they had been hoping for actually happened. Japanese warplanes roared overhead, and the army soldiers panicked and rushed to their trenches, completely unaware that this was the moment the Marines had been waiting for.
The army don't know the Japs bombed the airfield, not the beach.
Once the army troops pulled back, the Marines rushed to the supply area and started prying open the crates without hesitation, their eyes shining with excitement. At that moment, Lee from H Company heard about it and ran over. The instant one of the crates was opened, he froze on the spot. Inside was a brand new pair of leather shoes. Just as everyone was fleeing in panic, the military police suddenly appeared, shouting loudly, and the soldiers scattered and ran away. But even then, the joy on their faces was impossible to hide. Not long after that, a harsh announcement blasted through the camp. A brown pair of shoes belonging to an army captain, along with other personal items, had been stolen. If they were not returned, those responsible would be punished under military law. Then the platoon sergeant's jeep suddenly pulled up in front of Lecky. One glance at his new shoes was all it took to understand everything. But thinking about how they had fought side by side and lived through the Battle of the Tenaru together, the sergeant said nothing. After giving him a few words of warning, he drove off. Of course, Lecky had no intention of giving anything back. When he got back to the trench, he generously shared the canned food with the others. It was the first time in 2.5 months that any of them had tasted something good. But that good taste didn't last long. That night, Japanese artillery hit again. This time, the bombardment did not just hit the airfield. Even the beach positions were struck as well. The Japanese army appears to be preparing to land on Guadalcanal again.